February of 2014, I got my first $108 check. Fantastic.
All right, cool.
So you've been actually building since December?
Yeah, I mean, I shared it with me and my daughter and then Jennifer, but yeah, pretty much last December.
Hey, Don, Crystal Executive, you guys, you made 10 consultant in like 3 months. It's so possible. He works a full-time job.
It's crazy.
Well, he's a lieutenant, so easy on the work.
Hey.
Tony works. I did that job. I know it's not.
All right. So this is so much better than a conference call. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chuck Williams, and I do the Wednesday night conference call on Team Shady. And conference call is way different than coming and doing some training here. So who here is a fan of Better Call Saul? Anybody? Good, I got a few people. All right. Who knows where Saul's office is? That clandestine office in the back of that little nail salon, right? It's a 10 by 10, dimly lit. Well, that's my office. I got a 10 by 10 room, no windows, couple of dog beds, and a ceiling fan's just wiggling all around. Well, that's my office. And once a week.
Station?
No, that's at home. I got a nice office. So once a week, I get the luxury of making that phone call, and I'm talking to a computer screen. So this is so much better. So thank you for letting me come out of the dungeon there. I want to talk about your 30-second story. But before I get started on the 30-second story, there's a few things that we have to talk about, and I want to make sure you guys also are aware of as well. Without a doubt, sharing your 30-second story is probably the most efficient way to grow your business. And we are very excited when we tell our story. We're certainly very rambunctious and really motivated to do it. But you have to do it the right way. And so when you do it, before we get started, I want to just take a step back and talk about the fundamentals of actually telling your 30-second story so that we share it in compliance. So there's 4 rules in telling your story. It's a 30-second story, but you got to make sure you tell it right. So the 4 rules are real simple. The first one, you have to be accurate and truthful. You have to be accurate and truthful. The second rule is you have to really tell them realistic expectations. Realistic expectations. So I'll give you an example. You can't use the skincare line and say, hey, use this, I'll make you a hand model like me. You can't do that. Rule number 3, you must never, ever tell them that the Isagenix products are going to cure, treat, or prevent any kind of disease. So you got to make sure you pay attention to it. And then the 4th one, you must never ever make promises or guarantees that you're going to have finance or physical change. So when do those 4 rules apply? When you speak, when you share it at your launch parties, when you post on Facebook, when you write it down in an email, always. You've always got to make sure you stay post-compliant. So if you're curious about what you can post and how you can make claims, then go to isaproduct.com. Look on the page, and at the bottom there's a little disclaimer link. Click the link, and that'll give you some ideas of what claims you can make. And if you really want to get serious about it, like I'm sure most of you are, go to isagenixcompliance.com, and I'll kind of give you the rest of it. So before I get started on focusing on our 30-second story, I got to tell you, right where Carolyn was sitting last year, I came to this training. And I sat there for a reason. My arms were folded. I was close to the door. Nobody could stop me. And I was what they call a serious skeptic. Yeah, I had a couple paychecks, but it just wasn't for me, I thought. And I did say I was not going to sell. And he's right. I don't sell anything. So I went from sitting there saying I'm never going to do this, and I'm certainly never going to be up here, to somehow or another my comfort zone grew from maybe to sure, I don't care, I'll do it. So with that said, here I am in front of you talking about the 30-second story. So May I share my 30-second story with all of you here? All right, who's got a timer? Who wants to time it?
Gotcha.
All right. Before Isagenix, I was looking for better energy and performance. I had about 5 pounds to lose, I thought. I was not really motivated to go to the gym anymore. I was kind of going through that little lull. And I was really looking to improve my strength. So I was introduced to Isagenix by Lee Shaw over there. And he's right, I only talked to him a few times, but his posts were kind of interesting. So I've been using the product now for about 15 months. And I lost 15 pounds. My motivation to go to the gym is crazy, right? With the exception this morning raining, I get up and I go 6:30. And my strength is better than I thought it would be. So now, as a result of using the products, all that good stuff has happened, lost all the weight, but now I'll tell you what I believe. I believe that at the age of 50, if I can do this with no network marketing experience, lose the weight, and have the gains I have, if I can do it, you can too. And that's my story. How was my time? 35, 40 seconds? Wow. Thank you. So, that story is true. But the format of it wasn't so succinct when I first began this. We all have a tendency to verbal vomit. We get going, we get a little crazy, we get excited. We all want to talk about our hair growing faster. We want to talk about our nails growing faster. Whatever your symptoms are, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you keep it short, succinct, and to the point. Because like Lee said, no one really wants to hear your story. So make it quick, make it short. And so, does anybody here have previous training on the 30-second story? Anybody want to share the 30-second story? We'll get to you in a little bit. So the 30-second story is actually pretty simple. You start off with before Isagenix, and you pick your topic. Whether your topic is weight loss, whether your main topic is energy and performance, whether it be create financial independence. Pick your topic. So I said, before Isagenix, I was looking for more energy and performance. That's my topic. All I do below that is just have 3 supporting documents, or 3 supporting topics that support what I started with. So I started with, I want to create energy and performance. And I listed 3 things. I wanted to lose 5 pounds, I wanted to have better motivation to go to the gym, and I wanted to improve my strength. That's all I did. Then you talk about who introduced you to Isagenix. In this case, Lee Shaw introduced me to Isagenix. How long have I been using it? 15 months. Now all I do is take these 3 things here, and I bring them right down here to the bottom. What did I lose? I lost 15 pounds. My motivation is back, and my strength is up. And now you finish with either what I believe. For me, what I believe works. I believe that at the age of 50, or whatever yours is, don't even tell your age, but tell them what you believe. And so, it's very, very simple. Pick your topic, support it, tell them how long you've been using it, and talk about your results. It's that easy. Anybody have any questions on their 30-second story? Yes, sir?
How many stories do you have?
I have more than one. Would you like to hear another one? The point being is, I can ask Jill her story, and I haven't rehearsed it. I can ask Tracy hers. I can ask Carolyn hers, and Carolyn hers. And everybody's got a different story for the different situation. If I'm going to introduce somebody and they really want to make some more money, then I'm going to tell them my 30-second story as it pertains to financial freedom. So your stories are never going to be rehearsed in the same, but they're going to be different. So if I do a 3-way call with Carolyn up here in the front, and I say, hey, I've got a school teacher here that wants to create some more money, Carolyn already knows how to do this format, and she knows that I've already told her, looking to make some more money. She's going to give me her 30-second story as it pertains to financial freedom. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is this new to anybody? Anybody learn anything from that? Good. Because what you don't want to do is get in front of people and do your verbal vomit, because then nobody wants to hear that. So, anybody got any questions on that? Yes?
Yeah. I was actually just thinking about where you did the energy and performance, and you said you wanted to lose 5, and then your results was you actually lost 15. But well, when I do mine of my weight loss one, my goal would be more so to lose 100, but I'm not quite there. Well, I'm about halfway there, but wouldn't that be like the now I believe part?
Sure.
I would imagine.
So before Isagenix, you were looking to lose some weight.
Right.
So and give me some symptoms. Do you mind us working on through his story right here? This will be good?
That's what I was
All right, good.
Have him come
So come up here. So before Isagenix, you were looking to lose. What's your first name?
Damon.
Damon, tell me where you're from.
Phoenix.
All right, Phoenix. Come on over. So before Isagenix, you were hoping to lose some weight.
Yeah.
So give me 3 things that you want to contribute to losing weight. Are you tired? Are you having trouble staying awake at work? Just give me some symptoms that you think you'd want to work on.
Just
You uncomfortable?
very.
All right.
Very uncomfortable.
So you're uncomfortable in your own self.
In my own body, lots
Okay.
of aches and pains, like knee pain and back
Perfect.
pain.
So you're experiencing pain.
Lots of pain.
What else? How's your energy?
What energy?
Exactly. So you have no energy. That's good. So before Isagenix, Damien,
Right.
before Isagenix, you were looking to lose some weight.
Right.
You were introduced to Isagenix by
Daryl and Heather.
Daryl and
they're back
Heather?
there somewhere. Where are you? There.
Perfect. So how long have you been using the product?
No.
Since July.
Has it been that long?
So been using the product for what? 8 months? 9 months? So been using the product for 9 months. Tell me what your results have been, and focus on these 3.
Okay, 45 pounds
So
lost.
you lost 45 pounds. What else?
I just-
How's your pain?
I mean, it's going way down.
So,
I mean,
so you got less pain?
A
You
lot
guys, I
more
was there, she's
mobile, I
not a
can
legal owner,
move.
she's really quick to Veronica, she's also a police officer, and she's ready to retire. She's got to run, but I want to she's really ready to rock this and retire. I just wonder if she'd be beautiful. And I said, wait a minute, you got to come say goodbye to everybody. So I just love that our police officers are just joining this team faster than we can count. So thank you so much. All right, thank you. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right. So after 9 months using the product, you're down 40 pounds. Your pain is less. How's your energy?
It's a whole lot. I mean, a lot more energy.
So your energy is definitely going up in the right direction. All right. Now, what do you believe as a result of this?
I can join the 100-pound club.
I believe as a result of this, I can now get down to my goal of 100 pounds.
Right.
Perfect. Does that make sense to everybody? Perfect. Thank you very much. That's exactly what So that's how easy it is. And as you develop your one story, you're going to have multiple stories. So just be thinking about those. If you do launch parties, you're going to want to make sure you change. You're going to make sure you keep, because you're going to have the same people coming over and over. But work your crowd. And so I appreciate you coming up and do that for me. So that's what I have as far as creating your story. You want to make sure you perfect it. Anybody want to come up here and volunteer to give their 30-second story? Anybody?
Go, Lynette, go.
Right now. Come on. Good? Lynette, come on up. By the way, I love your video. And he just retired, right? Are you retired him? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. It's right here. Yeah.
That's a good one.
She
I gotta get one of those.
She has her 30-second story, right?
You have two.
Hold it on it?
Not on this one.
Okay, so I'll go and walk you right through the steps there. So, before Isagenix,
I was a broke college student.
broke college
Broke
student,
medical student.
and what are, give me, so basically the topic here is
So-
financial.
Financial. So I was a broke medical student. I was living off student loans.
So number 1 is going to be student loans,
I was borrowing money from my mom.
borrowing money. That's another one, yeah.
And, I don't know. Let me think of something.
Broke, borrowing, Average of living, cars, anything?
Stress.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
As a result of all that
Financial
financial
stress.
stress.
Sure.
So what you do is you're going to keep adding these, right? So she might give me 20 of them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to zero them down, right? So keep going. What else? Keep going.
So just for time
Find
purposes
more.
here.
Find two more. Find
Right,
two more.
So stress, borrowing money, student loans.
I was still borrowing money from my ex-husband.
Okay.
Still this one.
That's stress.
Oh, yeah,
Stress.
so, nutritionally, I couldn't afford food. I was
Okay.
looking at student loan,
Okay.
so
Didn't know where your next meal was coming from.
there you go. Didn't know where my next meal was coming from.
Didn't know how you were going to pay rent.
So who introduced you to Isagenix?
Selena.
Perfect. So you were introduced to Isagenix by Selena. And how long have you been using the product?
10 months.
So been using the product for 10 months now. And what are your results been?
Well, I dropped out of medical school because I'm now pursuing the Isagenix business.
Okay.
I no longer have to borrow money from my mother or my ex-husband. I can afford any food that I want to. I can go out to dinner, to any restaurant that I want to. And I have no financial stress, and with that, I also retired Paul from his job as well.
Saw that. So almost done. So now as a result of all this, what do you believe?
I believe, oh God, where do I begin? I do not believe, I do believe that you do not have to go to school to get a degree, to get a job, in order to find financial security. You can absolutely,
So it's a total change of mindset.
total change of mindset, and I believe now that I can totally become financially independent myself. I don't have to rely on anybody else anymore.
Perfect.
Yeah, so.
Does that make sense,
As
everybody?
a woman, it's very empowering.
Yes.
So what I would look at this, okay, this is kind of my pointers on this, is what I would do if we had a little bit more time, is I would have gone through some more, right? I would have found out exactly what she's going here, and then we would have titled it. So she may not even know what her story is, right? You may not even know what story you really want to develop, but you're going to get all this information. Now, if she would have said, if she would have wanted to think that she was creating your mind, a financial story, but then she's telling me about all kinds of different weight loss stuff, well, I would say, okay, well, let's separate that into two stories, right? So you're going to separate that into two stories. Then, but Selena, if she's saying that, hey, look, I know Selena, I met somebody from Selena, who the hell's Selena, right? I don't know who Selena is. So Selena means nothing, right? What did she mean? I was introduced to Isagenix by a very close mentor of mine, okay? She was introduced to Isagenix by not only a close friend of hers, but because this would mean something, from the corporate office of Isagenix, right? He was introduced to Isagenix by a retired coworker, right? That might mean something more, right? Or if he's talking to another athlete, I was introduced to Isagenix by somebody who completed the Ironman competition, right? So those are the kind of things that you want to think about when you're thinking about, how am I going to say this? Hey, I was introduced by Chuck Williams. Who the hell's Chuck? Or, oh, I know Chuck Williams and I hate that guy. Right? Think about that, right? I mean, all of a sudden you just killed it, right? I was introduced to a guy that's a fill in the blank. Man, I don't like those kind of people. If that's your association, oh, you like those kind? I don't like those kind. So make sure that when you title that who you were introduced by, it's important. Okay, you don't want to shut them out before you even, as you're opening the door. So you nailed that. Then you got the months down. That's no problem. And then, like Chuck said, you're just reintroducing, boom, boom, boom. And this is awesome. Change my mindset, right? So you're helping, because again, this is you coaching your people. This is, we're helping giving information, but this is about you coaching your people. Okay, so coach your people to get very specific, 1, 2, 3, and answer a very specific 1, 2, 3, and insert the words.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. The nice thing about following this format is it's duplicatable. It's very simple for you to learn it, get it down yourself, and then teach your signups. And you make sure they can repeat that and teach their signups as well. So the easier it is to duplicate, the easier it is to pass on.
We don't use the word sign-ups.
Oh, I'm already
They're your
associates?
team members, your teammates. We we don't want to use, because one of the things that Isagenix is trying to get at, we're a family where, you know, they're not your sign-ups, you're not in the business of getting people. So we don't want you to use that just because we want to have a, you know, culture of oneness, unity, family, so let's.
So would you say
That's
enroll
nice.
you? Would you say get you a membership? Would you say
I would say
sign
team
you up?
member, you know, would you like to join
Would
me?
you like to join my team?
Join my
Right.
team.
Join
That, yeah, we trying to get away from enroll, let me enroll you, let me sign you up.
People don't want to sign up for things. They don't want to be enrolled in anything. So we're just kind of a little bit different than that.
Just a little,
tagging on
just a
all of
little.
this. One of the things that I do, you guys, is I take what they just did, which is find out what Angie's goals are. And you get them talking fast about her goals. Okay, her goals was to lose 100 pounds. She lost 140. So I immediately took her goals and I said to her, well, how much is that worth to you? How much is that worth to you? How much would you like to spend a day if I could help you release 140 pounds? How much are you willing to pay for that? She's like, I don't know, $20 a day. So immediately I got her already telling me how much she's going to spend on a pack, okay? So she's already told me. So when we go to, and the reason why I'm asking you is because we have different systems. We have different packs. So I get her already committed to telling me how much she's willing to spend on releasing 140 pounds. So I create value. I create value in the conversation. I get her to see that telling me how much she's going to spend on a pack. So she's already sold herself the President's Pack by asking her how much is that worth to you to lose 140 pounds. You've got to create value in the conversation. Get them asking what their goals are. Get it all about them like they just taught. But then put those two things, her goals, together with what she just told me she wants to pay, how much that's worth, the value, and then put them together and you have a done deal. It's that beautiful of a thing. Easy, right? So she just told me it's worth $20 a day. I know that's going to fit into our pack, the President's Pack. And then at the end she's like, well, that's $500. I said that's $20 a day. That's $15.99 a day. It's even less than what you told me you were willing to spend. It's a pretty, because people don't know how much they're spending on food. And when you get them talking about, well, how much is it worth? How much are you spending on food a day? Well, I don't know, I go to Starbucks and I spend lunch, and so by the time, I know we're running out of time, but by the time, you want to get them talking about what they're spending as opposed to how much this is going to cost them. Okay? Get them talking about how much they're spending as opposed to what this is going to cost them. And when you get them talking about, this is worth $20 a day to me to lose 140 pounds. She was more than willing to get that President's Pack. Okay? Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Put those two things in her goals and how much she's willing to spend, put them together and close the deal.
So, great points, Jill. Thank you very much for that. And it is important, right? If somebody says, hey, how much is this? My answer, $5, $10, $15, or $20 a day. Okay, that's my answer, $5, $10, $15, or $20. But before I even tell them that, I'm going to ask them, what are you currently spending? How much you spend on your Monster, your Starbucks, your, whatever, Dutch Brothers, whatever it is you're doing, right? I'm going to go through every day, and I'm not just going to let you say random number. I'm going to break it down, and I'm actually going to say, what did you do yesterday? Okay? I can't remember last week. I can barely remember yesterday. But ask me what I did yesterday, I'll probably tell you my nutritional intake. And if it's late in the day, I'm going to ask them that. If I was meeting Chuck today, right now, I'd say, okay, Chuck, well, he's going to say, okay, how much is it? Because here's 3 things they want to know. What is it? How much is it? And then when can I get it? That's the only 3 things they want to know. Okay? So if I'm asking Chuck that question, I'm going to say, what did you have for meal today? What did you have for breakfast? Well, I had this. Tell me what did you have for breakfast. Then what did you have on the way to work? What did you have while you were at work? Who did you go to lunch with? How much did you spend? I went to Subway. I spent the $5 meal. Oh, nobody does $5. It doesn't happen. Did you get a soda? Did you get a bag of chips? Okay, then you didn't get the $5 meal, right? You got more. You got $8. Oh, you went to a sit-down place. How much did you leave for a tip, right? So I'm going to ask them all those questions, and then we're going to talk about $5, $10, $15, or $20 a day at that point. Not until, I'm not giving them that information until they give me theirs, okay? Again, you're in the receiving business, okay? So, first, thanks, Chuck, for giving us that for his presentation.
Does everybody know where to find that template that he just went through? In the back, this template that you're creating your 30-second story, there's a template in the back office for you. It's very, very easy. You just fill in the blanks and like they said, like Chuck said, you practice it over and over and over again. Practice it in the mirror.
That's not true, Selena. The place that you get that information is you come to an event. Okay? Because when you come to an event, then you become involved, and then you become engaged, and then you become professional at this
But
business.
you also want to make sure that you, yeah, and that's so true. UI, University in Action, if anybody, I don't know, has anybody in this room gone to University in Action? I would say that is one of the non-negotiables, is going to that event. It will teach you everything that you're learning here, but it's just you practice and you practice and you practice. You know, and who's better than David Wood to teach you how to, you know, just come out of your comfort zone. But it's really, really important that you are able to do this. You're able to do your 30-second story. You're able to do the U plus 2, them plus 2. You're able to draw it out, and you're able to show people. And all these templates are in the back office for you that you can download, practice, practice, practice.
Thanks. Okay, so I know I'm digging through this thing. So we're gonna blow through U plus 2, them plus 2, and then I'm gonna give about 5 minutes on the 4 PET, and then we're done. Okay. I want to honor the fact that you guys are here. So U plus 2, them plus 2. Super important. This is how you introduce somebody. This is how you show somebody how you're doing the program, how you're doing the doing the business, how you do the business, right? So in a real scenario, had we had a little our time distributed a little bit better, we would have shuffled you guys up. We would have had you introduce yourself to each other. We would have talked about. We would let you introduce yourself and share your 30-second story. Because what you want to do is you want to find 5 things that you have in common with each other, right? So you find 5 things that you've got in common with somebody. You like dogs, you like cats, you like outdoors, you like hiking, you like biking, you got kids. All those kind of things can be things that you find that you have in common. Even with somebody that you think you have absolutely nothing in common with, you're going to look for those things. That's why we have you shuffle yourselves up and then do that, all right? So that's how you start getting to the 30-second story and exchanging that information. Because once we've exchanged this information, once I've talked to Damien and I've said, hey, what do you like, what does he like, and blah, 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 and we've gone back and forth and we find these 5 things we've got in common, because I'm in the receiving business, I'm in the receiving information business, right? So I'm receiving that information. Now, as he's telling me these things, I'm creating my 30-second story. Boom, 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 boom. This is the 30-second story for this guy. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'm going to give him the 30-second, well, would you like if I tell you my story? And then he's going to say, well, yeah. And I'm going to tell you, boom, and I'm going to give it to him, right? And that's how you do your 30-second story. So, you plus 2, them plus 2. You got 3 minutes. Let's do it. Let's rock it.
Carolyn Leister.
Karen Leister. One Team Shady member. Right? Been in the business for
12 weeks. Well, we've been doing it for 12 weeks, but we've only been in the business about 9 weeks.
9 weeks. And where are we at?
Crystal manager.
Crystal manager. Almost to.
We're getting a director.
We're getting to a director.
You're gonna get there, right? We're gonna make it by the deadline of.
April 15th.
That's because she knows the deadline. April 15th. You want to make Crystal director? You got to do it by April 15th. Everybody in here, if you're not a Crystal director, you have until April 15th to make it. And how much does it pay?
$750.
$750, which is where we're going right now. So rock it. Do it.
Okay. It's wonderful how you're having great results with the company, and that you want to learn how to get your product paid for, maybe earn some extra money or start earning money. Isagenix has an amazing system in place that will allow you to start getting your products paid for, earn extra money, and start making money. It's called U plus 2, them plus 2, and it's really simple. It basically boils down to you sharing Isagenix with 2 people that you know. So chances are you know 2 people that would like to lose weight, maybe get more energy, or you age more youthfully?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. What are their names?
Cheech and Chong.
Okay, great. Cheech and Chong. What do you think Cheech and Chong are interested in?
They both could use some better, healthy living.
Okay, so this is going to be you.
Go ahead.
And
You probably really like to eat.
Yeah, they need food. They like a lot of food,
this will be Cheech.
especially around
I'm just
420.
gonna, there we go. And this will be Chong. So this is going to be you plus 2. And what this basically is if you share the same kit that you got, or the same system that you got, the President's Pack with Cheech, and you share it with Chong, the company is going to pay you for sharing this. And they're going to give you $80 for sharing it with Cheech, and $80 for sharing it with Chong.
That is amazing. I mean, 80 bucks?
You are.
Okay.
But it's even better. If you do this in the same week, which is from Monday to Sunday, they're going to double this. So you're going to get 160 for Cheech, and you're going to get 160 for Chong for a total of $320.
Wow.
Yay. And you now advance to the first level of management, and they're going to give you $50 for doing that. So you now have made a total of $370, and that's just for you plus 2. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to have Cheech and Chong do the exact same thing and share it with 2 people that they know. And for doing that, the company is going to reward you again. You're going to get $100 for Cheech sharing it with 2 people, and you're going to get it $100.
I'm going to get that money?
Yes, they're going to actually give that to you for helping them share it.
Oh, okay.
And for Chong, they're going to do that, also give you $100. And now the great thing is, if you do all of this within your first 30 days, they're going to give you...
Within my first 30 days?
Within your first 30 days, you've now considered that you moved up to the 2nd level, in the leadership level, and they're going to give you $250 for doing that. So let's do some math here. You made $370 for the you plus 2, and then for the them plus 2, you're going to make $200 and another $250. So $820. And the great thing about this is that you can continue to do it over and over.
My pack was only 600 bucks.
Right. So you're gonna have a little extra. So you can continue to do this over and over again. And you can either just get your products paid for, or the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want. You can get a house paid for, a car paid for, whatever you want to do. And for more information, just go to isagenixbusiness.com.
You rock! How you like that? Now, here's one for you. Could anybody recognize that is a total script? Yeah. That is a 100% script. She's learned it, right? She's learned it. She's giving it to you almost verbatim from the script. And once you learn that, once you've got it, and then you put your own inflection in it, you kind of use your own verbiage, you put your own lingo to it, it flows just like that. And you should be able to show somebody, you plus 2, them plus 2, just like this, knock it out, call it good, show them how it's done. And you notice she didn't talk about associate or consultant or anything like that. If you feel the need to do that, you can, but the current terminology for this is they want you to talk about first leadership level, second leadership level. You don't want to blow somebody's mind out. You don't want to get them into the wrong thought process of PIB and bonus match and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's how it's done, and you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm using my eraser. Chuck's wanting me his.
Thief.
All right, so on our last topic this is a business building thing, okay? So if you don't have, you should have it on your phone. You should be able to go to your phone, go to your laptop, whatever, and you should be able to pull up your back office. So you go into your back office, and within your back office, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about 4 PET. Okay, 4 PET. That's 4 levels of personally enrolled team. Okay, so with your 4 levels of personally enrolled team, I want you to think about it in this way. I want you to think about you playing football. Okay, it's the only sport I can really think of. Right? You playing football. So you are against everybody. Okay, it's you against everybody. Right? So you are your personal cycle growth. So your personal cycle growth is here. That's you, right? That's your personal growth, right? And then you've got your 4 PET, personally enrolled team. If you go in your back office, you can go under contest and promotions, and then you go down to executive. You go down to the executive pool flyer or information, and you will see 4 choices. You'll see executive pool, previous month executive pool, 2-star executive pool, or 2-star plus executive pool, and previous month 2-star plus executive pool. Okay, those are your 4 choices. Or you can go to team, view placement tree, and then go down to where your name's in a little square, And off to the side of there, you're going to see 2 choices. Executive pool, actually I still think it says actually 1 star, but 1 star pool and 2 star plus pool. And that's your current month only. Okay, so if you click on either one of those, you're going to get your current month. Even though you may not be a 2 star plus executive, it's still super important for you to understand this, because if you're willing to dedicate your 1,000 days or your 2 to 4 years to this becoming your business, okay, and that's what I talk about when I talk to people. I talk about 1,000 days or 2 years, 2 to 4 years to invest in this company, to invest time to build your business. You're going to want to understand this because it means so much. When you are a consultant, when you are a manager, and when you are an executive at less than 20 cycles per week, your total pay is based off of what your personal cycle growth is. Okay? That's how you get paid, whatever your personal cycle growth is. But to make it a verb, Jill Bowman money, you got to think about your team. Okay? And that's where this comes so important. So you are here, right? Chuck and several other people in this room are my personally enrolled. Okay? They are level 1. Okay? Actually, I should probably put it here in the middle. They are my level 1. Okay? So everybody that I've personally enrolled in this room, April, Chuck, I don't know, a couple other people that are in here, Tony, those are all my personal 1. Okay? Now, every single person that they enroll is my 2. So everybody that they've enrolled becomes 2. So all these are 2s. Right? That's my 2nd level. Okay? Everybody that these people enroll become my 3s. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 across here, right? Sorry. Public education from Kansas. My writing sucks. So 3, right? Now every single person that those people enroll become my 4. So this is 4 all the way across here. So this is even bigger, right? This is exponential, right? And then this keeps going down. You got 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. It keeps going down. But when you're talking about what your personal cycle growth is versus your 4 PET, you see why you shouldn't be able to beat this whole team playing football? They should be able to beat you all day long, right? It shouldn't be a contest, okay? But so many of us, when we look at our teams, we look at it as like, oh, well, what am I doing? How many cycles am I making? Doesn't matter. Because if you're in this for the long haul, it's about what is your team doing and what is your team growth doing. Well, kind of sucks. I'm kind of trying to help this team out, so I'm going to give this incentive to my team to help them grow, right? I'm going to invest some of my money, because in network marketing, to steal from Eric Worre, we all think that within 90 days, if we're not rich, this stuff doesn't work. This is bullshit. None of this works, right? Because I'm not rich yet. It's been 90 days. But if you open up a gym or a restaurant or something else, then what are you going to do? You're going to invest money. How much money are you going to invest? A lot, right? Jessica. Where's Jessica? Jessica's here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Where? Right here. Restaurant business. How much money are you going to invest to make a restaurant successful? Lots, right? Lots and lots and lots. But where are we at with this business? Well, I'm not going to invest any of my money. Why would I give away any of my money? Perfect story, short one. Chuck, we went to the last big celebration meeting or whatever it was we were at, and he told somebody at the table that we were sitting at, well, have you ever considered giving that part of your PIB? What? They looked at him like he had 3 heads. Give away my money? Why would I give away my money? Well, maybe you want to invest in your business to help your business grow, right? And so that's the mindset that you really have to get to. So on your 4 PET, if you pull up your report, you're going to see 13 weeks, 1 through 13, of your history. Okay? That's what that report's going to show you. It's going to show you these 13 weeks. And on these 13 weeks, it's going to give you the date over here, and then it's going to say, actually these are backwards, it's 4 PET first, but it's going to show what your personal cycles were this month, or this week, and what your 4 PET was this week. And then it's going to go through all 13, and then at the very end of that, it's going to give you, in bold letters, it's going to give you your average of both of these numbers, okay? When you look at that, you should be able to say, first thing I look at is, am I beating my team? Because if I'm beating my team, I'm not doing a very good job of training. And I can tell you more about your business by looking at this, then you can blah, blah, blah to me. Because if I look at this, I can tell you, is your business living? Is it thriving? Or is it dying? Okay? Because if this number's going down, like if 13 weeks ago, this number was 3, and today, this number is 2, and if your average is, I don't know, if your average is 3, that's not a good sign. That's not a sign of health. Now, since some of you may be relatively new, and you may not have a big business going, and you may not have a deep team going, you may see this number, right? This may be your reality. But you want to be aware of watching this number, and you want to know that this number is growing. Because if this team is growing, there's something going on. Remember that pot of water I talked about? That water being boiling? That's what's going on. The heat's coming on, right? There's heat coming on down there, right? There's heat coming on, right? You're getting some warmth going on. The water may not be boiling yet. The paycheck may not be showing up yet, but there's something going on there. And that's why you've got to watch this number. Now, what the realities are is that your personal cycle growth versus your PET should be multiples. Should be times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 10. I don't know. What's the limit, right? I can't tell you what the guys who are making $1 million a year are doing on theirs are, but I can certainly tell you what the people that are, what do we got, babe, this year? We're going to do 300 something this year? I can tell you what that looks like, right? Because that's where we're at. That's our reality right now. So I can tell you what your 4 PET should look like versus your personal cycle growth. And I can tell you that that number should be someplace in the vicinity of 3 to 4 times. So if your personal cycle growth is not, or pardon me, if your 4 PET growth is not 3 to 4 times this number, your personal cycle growth, that's what you need to strive for. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, because it's not. This is a business. And like they say, it's called network marketing for a reason, because it's working. Right? You are going to spend effort. You're going to have to do those things to make this happen. So that is your 4 PET short version lesson for tonight, and that's what I got for you.
That's awesome.